Good evening and welcome to Eagle Eye News at 6. I'm Taylor McBride.
And I'm Abigail Griffin. After a slow start for the Tigers this weekend, Auburn football managed to defeat Ole Miss 20-14, making it their fourth straight win against the Rebels.
The Auburn Tigers hosted the Ole Miss Rebels for their first game back in Jordan-Hare since September. After losing to LSU last week in Death Valley, the Tigers looked to bounce back and make an example of Ole Miss. The Tigers started the game slow. With 2 missed field goals from Anders Carlson in the first quarter, both teams entered the second quarter scoreless. With 6 minutes left in the second quarter, Auburn put their first points on the board with a 20-yard field goal by Carlson. A 1-yard touchdown run by DJ Williams put Auburn up 10 points. With less than a minute left in the half, J.R. Plumlee from Ole Miss scored a touchdown, leaving Auburn with only a 3-point lead entering the half. In the third quarter, a 1-yard run from Bo Nix added another 7 points to the Tigers' score, putting them up 17-7. With less than 5 minutes in the third quarter, a 38-yard field goal from Carlson gave Auburn what seemed like a comfortable 20-7 lead. The Tigers maintained their 13-point lead until there was less than 6 minutes left in the fourth quarter. But a 1-yard run from Snoop Connor of Ole Miss brought the Rebels' score up to 14 and left them down by only 6 points with minutes left on the clock. With a little more than a minute left in the game, Ole Miss started a drive that led them all the way to Auburn's 35-yard line. On a 4th and 3, the Rebels decided to go for it, but Plumlee's pass was intercepted by Auburn's Christian Tutt, who returned the ball for 57 yards, all the way to Ole Miss's 13-yard line. With a final score of 20-14, the Auburn Tigers defeated the Ole Miss Rebels. Despite the somewhat low-scoring game, the Tigers' offense combined for a total of 507 yards, 340 of which came from quarterback Bo Nix. With the win, Auburn's record moves to 7-2. The Tigers have a bye week November 9th, but will return home to host the Georgia Bulldogs November 16th. From Jordan-Hare Stadium, this is Delaney Barrow, Eagle Eye TV.
It's not at the top. The game was scoreless until the last 6 minutes of the second quarter with Anders Carlson 20-yard field goal. Later in the quarter, DJ Williams scored a 1-yard touchdown to put the Tigers up 10-0.
With only 44 seconds to go, Ole Miss scored a touchdown, leaving it 10-7 at half. Defensively, the Tigers held Ole Miss to 2 touchdowns. Derek Brown was able to step up even more and play consistently with 7 tackles, with Marlon Davidson out with a lower back injury.
Auburn has off next Saturday, November 9th, because of a bye week. Coach Gus Malzahn spoke on how the team needs a break to take on the number 8 Georgia Bulldogs. We need that break. We're a little banged up. We need to heal up. The off week couldn't come at a better time, said Malzahn.
Number 11 Auburn moves to 7-2 and will play in Jordan-Hare Stadium on November 16th against Georgia.
Auburn Police Division is still seeking public assistance to determine the location of Anaya Blankard, a 19-year-old missing from Auburn. Blankard has been missing since October 24th.
Police are now considering foul play to be involved in the disappearance. The Alabama Department of Forensic Sciences examined Blankard's car and has determined that she was harmed and considered to be a victim of foul play.
Governor Kay Ivey announced on October 30th that a $5,000 reward for information is being offered, with an additional $25,000 reward being offered by UFC President Dana White, as well as another $5,000 from an anonymous source for information that leads to an arrest.
The investigation is still ongoing, and anyone with any information is asked to call the Auburn Police Division Detective Section at 334-501-3140, the anonymous tip line at 334-246-1391, or the 24-hour non-emergency number at 334-501-3100. It has been 9 months since Auburn basketball has appeared in the Final Four, and they have returned to the court and defeated Etchard in the exhibition game 97-53.
The Tigers were able to play 12 new players to give fans a chance to see what they could do with losing much of the talent from last season's team.
The Auburn's men's basketball program tips off tonight at their exhibition games against Eckerd College. After winning the SEC tournament last season, the new team has big shoes to fill. The Tigers return to the Allman Arena this evening. Students quickly filled up the jungle in anticipation of the game. The Tigers led an explosive offense as Javon McCormick finished off a lob from Samir Dowdy within the first few minutes of the game. Dowdy was able to show his skills as both a point guard and forward. Wiley hasn't lost a beat since last season and continues to lead his team to a Tiger victory. The defense had 25 points off of turnovers, proving to be a force to reckon with. The Tigers will go on to cruise 97-53 as they look ahead to the upcoming season. The Auburn Tigers will return this Tuesday against Georgia Southern. They'll play at 8 p.m. I'm Larkin Carden reporting for Eagle Eye News TV.
Siobhan McCormick has become the starting point guard for Auburn after sharing time with Jared Harper last season. McCormick scored 20 points with 5 assists and 2 steals. He is looking more comfortable as the point guard and is continuing to become a leader for this Auburn team.
He's been really good. He's taking control and leading by example. I asked a lot of him to run that position, and he's growing up before your eyes, said Coach Bruce Pearl. Samir Dowdy made a strong return with 14 points and 4 assists and 1 steal. Dowdy played a forward position but also swapped with McCormick at point guard.
Dowdy has had to take on a bigger role this year, but Auburn's biggest boost this year may be their defense, with the size and depth of players Austin Wiley and Afranian McLemore. Auburn will face Georgia Southern on Tuesday night to open up the regular season.
Tip-off is at 8 p.m. and can also be seen on SEC Network. Candidate registration is now available to represent the colleges or schools in the SGA Senate or on Schools Council. The candidates may also register to run as at-large senators or the major ticket offices of SGA President, Vice President, or Treasurer.
Senators are set to represent the student body on issues pertaining to academics, campus life, inclusion and diversity, finances, athletics, and more. Schools Council representatives sponsor colleges or school-wide activities and serve in advisory capacity to the organization or the college or school.
Candidates may register at aub.ie/SGA candidate or visit aub.ie/elections for more information. Registration closes November 20th at 5 p.m. Auburn University is continuing its commitment to encouraging conversations around intellectual diversity, inclusion, and free speech in higher education with the Critical Conversation Speaker Series.
The next speaker series will feature first-generation college student, Harvard University assistant professor, and author Anthony Jack on November 7th.
We are thrilled to welcome Dr. Jack on campus to discuss his research on the experiences of low-income students within the academy, said Taffy Benson Clayton, Associate Provost and Vice President for Inclusion and Diversity. The continuation of the Critical Conversation Speaker Series explores how our shared values of free speech and civil discourse are being both critically discussed and thoughtfully applied at Auburn University.
Jack is a junior fellow at the Harvard Society of Fellows. His research has been cited by the New York Times, the Boston Globe, the Atlantic, the Huffington Post, and more. His book, The Privileged Poor, was named the 2018 recipient of the Thomas J. Wilson Memorial Prize by Harvard University Press. His talk at Auburn will be held at 5 p.m. at 2550 Mel Classroom Building at RBD Library. After the break, take a look at how the International Student Organization is hosting their annual Peace Dinner.
You're watching Eagle Eye TV, Auburn's news leader. The International Student Organization will host its annual Peace Dinner event on November 6th at 6 p.m. in the Student Activities Center. All students are encouraged to attend to learn more about a variety of cultures and try cuisine from several regions across the globe, including traditional appetizers, entrees, sides, and desserts. The event is free to all Auburn students with a mobile event pass. Learn more about the International Student Organization at aub.ie/ISO.
The University Program Council will host War Dam Coffee Jam on November 7th on Sanford Lawn from 6 to 9 p.m. The event will transform Sanford Lawn into a coffee house and features live musical performances from Drakeford and Decoy Snail. Free donuts, coffee, and popcorn will be provided.
During the week of November 11th through 15th, SGA and the Beat Bama Food Drive will be hosting a Donate a Dollar campaign at on-campus C-stores. Students, faculty, and staff are encouraged to donate $1 with any purchase to support this initiative. Participants can use Tiger Card or other forms of accepted payment to add $1 to their purchase. All monies donated will benefit Feed the Family Fund and count towards the Beat Bama Food Drive.
Feed the Family Fund is a meal assistance program that assists students experiencing chronic food insecurity. The need-based program provides funding and meal swipes to students struggling with disrupted eating patterns, reduced food intake, and reduced food quality due to a lack of financial resources. Every dollar donated counts as 2 pounds of food for the Beat Bama Food Drive.
To learn more, go to aub.ie/feedthisfamily. This opportunity was made possible by SGA, Beat Bama Food Drive, Campus Dining, and Auburn Cares.
Auburn University students participated in an Adobe Creative Jam, a graphic design competition sponsored by Adobe as part of the Auburn Adobe Strategic Initiative. Student teams were essentially given the theme Community Impact, attended a 1-hour boot camp on Adobe XD, and were given 2 hours to create an app prototype using Adobe XD.
Prior to the competition time, Amy Strickland of the Office of Sustainability spoke to students about community issues of sustainability and framed the task using the Sustainability Compass. Students were encouraged to consider areas of need when designing their apps. When the development timeframe was up, students' teams presented their prototypes to judges that were made up of professional app developers from the industry. The work from 3 students' teams were honored.
Auburn students have ready access to Adobe creative applications such as Photoshop, InDesign, Illustrator, and XD. To experience this and more, visit adobe.auburn.edu to enhance classroom assignments, present research, and design and publish both print and online content. Auburn University's College of Human Sciences will recognize St. Jude Children's Research Hospital and noted orthopedic surgeon Dr. James Andrews at the 26th Annual International Quality of Life Awards in New York City on December 9th.
For the past 25 years, the College of Human Sciences have sponsored the International Quality of Life Awards, or IQLA, honoring people, partnerships, and organizations that have made significant and lasting contributions to individual, family, and community well-being locally and around the world.
All IQLA laureates and lifetime achievement honorees, regardless of background, have distinguished themselves professionally and demonstrated a strong commitment to empowerment through public policy, education, the arts, and other initiatives to enhance quality of life, said Susan Humbird, Dean of the College of Human Sciences. The 2019 honorees certainly meet and exceed these qualities, and we look forward to making the official presentation in New York this December.
One of the primary goals of IQLA is to inspire students by exposing them to industry leaders who prioritize giving back through their work. The select group of Auburn University students participating in the IQLA New York Study Tour will join the ceremony as IQLA ambassadors. This year's Black Tie event will be held at the historic Lot New York Palace. For ticket and table information, visit www.iqla@auburn.edu or email chscomm@auburn.edu. It's the infamous duo here to steal the spotlight of Pets of the Week. Marco and Poe have been waiting for a while to find their forever home. They are just over 6 months and love napping in the sun and cuddling into your shoulder.
These 2 boys are the best adventure buddies and are always up for a long nap when the adventure is over. They are both neutered, microchipped, vaccinated, and are FIV and FLV negative. Come meet these little rascal brothers this week.
After the break, a look at how more than 100 vegetable products have been recalled for listeria concerns.
You're watching Eagle Eye TV, Auburn's news leader. More than 100 vegetable products have been recalled for listeria concerns. The packages have a best if enjoyed by date of October 11th to November 16th and were sold under a few commonly known brand names like Sysco, Trader Joe's, and Signature Farms.
The infection could cause fevers, headaches, diarrhea, and can also be fatal for some, according to the CDC. That's
crazy.
That's all we have for you tonight. Be sure to tune in with us each Monday and check our website, eagleeyeauburn.com, for all the latest Auburn headlines. I'm Taylor McBride.
And I'm Abigail Griffin. Thanks for joining us, and
War Eagle.
My mother was always very